I can't believe I'm making this video. Yo, what's going on, guys? I don't know how to start it. It is Monday, October 10th, 9:51 in the morning. I am super excited to make this video. It's not a vlog, so for those of y'all that are wondering where the drawing is and everything else, it is not a vlog today, but it is something that I've been wanting to do for a while, and a lot of people have shown interest in. So I'm finally gonna do it. So I'm not sure what I'm gonna call this series yet, but essentially I get asked a lot of fitness questions pretty regularly through the comments, through my Twitch live streams, on Twitter, everything. I wanted to make a pretty simple guide to get your life on a fast track to a healthy lifestyle, something that's easy to follow, just step by step, and it answers a lot of the large scale questions that I'm asked. So before I start addressing anything fitness wise or make any video, I just want to hit a couple things so that we understand this relationship. One, I'm not going to be answering a lot of specific questions in these videos. Like, if you have a very specific diet, routine, whatever, that's something that I'll answer in a different format, probably in a different video. I don't want to touch that on this video series unless it's pertaining to the subject I'm talking about at the time. Two, I do not know everything. I will be the first to tell you, I do not know everything. I have experience, which I think goes a long way, but I do not have the answer to every question. I'll try my best to read and try to provide some type of documentation for it for those that ask, but I don't have a degree in this field. I'm not a nutrition major or sports science or any of that. I just have a lot of experience. I know what works. I've been around for a little bit, even though I'm fairly young, and I talk to a lot of older people. You know, I put myself out there and I read, and I give myself the best chance to learn about the new informations, but I do not know everything, all right? So if you don't agree with what I have to say, that is perfectly cool. I want it to be more of an educational thing. If you have a comment that you think will help support what I'm saying or will help just further the topic to a better role, then comment down below. That's fantastic. I like that. If you're gonna comment down below like, yo, this guy's fucking up, he doesn't know what he's talking about, I probably will remove you from the comment section. I'm gonna be completely honest. But for the most part, you know, I want this to be a really awesome, healthy relationship between me and the viewers. And there'll be a lot of interaction. I think you guys will learn a lot. I think you guys will really like it. I guess that's pretty much all the stuff I wanted to address on the table. So every video will have some type of little thing I'm talking about, and because I can talk about fitness forever, I'm gonna try to keep them rather short so you can just watch them, ponder about it, digest it. If you have questions, you ask it, go on with it. I don't know how often I'm gonna be posting these, at least once a week, but it could even be up to 2 a week. I know that I'm doing vlogs usually on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and I'll talk more about that schedule in another video, but let's go ahead and jump into it. Okay, so the topic I wanted to address today is pretty damn important. I'm gonna try to start with the most simplistic subjects, and then we're gonna build upon this so you guys have a good foundation of knowledge. I'm gonna catch you guys up with some terminology. I say macros all the time, and there's probably someone that watches my videos that's like, what in the is a macro? So a macro is a macronutrient, which meaning it's like you have micro, which are all the vitamins and all the specifics and little things, but macro is more the large scale bulk of what's making up what you're eating. In the fitness realm, you hear them talked about religiously. It is carbohydrates, you have fat, and you have protein. Not in any level of importance, but those are three that you hear about all the fucking time. So essentially carbs, I'm trying to think of the best way to explain this, but proteins are your least calorically dense macronutrient, meaning that if you eat 10 grams of protein, 10 grams of fat, and 10 grams of carbs, 10 grams of protein is going to be it's going to have less caloric value than anything else. The calories on it are going to be lower. Just something to keep in mind. Carbs and fat are usually higher. Carbs are usually used for energy, and any excessive carbs are used for storage. They can push nutrients around in your body, they can be used for energy, and they can be used for storage. So if you're eating a surplus in carbs, it will store as fat. That's pretty common. And then also fat has a lot of uses, man, and I could probably hit each of these subjects. Actually, I could. Each of these macronutrients with a specific video, and I might do that in the future, but fat has a bunch of purpose, but you do need it in your diet. The thing in the fitness realm that's crazy is there's a bunch of trends. There will be something that catches a lot of support, and a lot, like, there will be some trend, you know, you'll hear about people doing intermittent fasting nowadays and how that's huge and never been done before. People were fasting 800 years ago. It was a huge thing back then. People were fasting 1,000 years ago. It was a huge thing back then. People are still fasting. It's still a pretty big thing, but internet's kind of been blowing it up. there's all these trends in fitness, and honestly, you just kind of got to sort through what's garbage and what's not, and find what works with you. But protein essential for your muscles, provide them with nutrients. The carbs will kind of push those nutrients around, energy and storage. Fat has a lot of regulatory uses, and it is important in your diet. So what macros are best for you? If you're trying to gain weight, if you're trying to lose weight, if you're trying to maintain, how do I come up with that? So I don't know the formula off the top of my head. I used to know it more so when I was like early high school when I read up about it, but I do not know it anymore. But there is a formula for tracking what is best for you. Luckily, there's a lot of technology now, so it's really easy to find. The thing I used for counting macros in my most recent video, if you want to check that out right there, I used myfitnesspal.com. It is an app. It's a fantastic app. This isn't sponsored or anything. I really support the app. It's fantastic. And there's other ones out there if you don't like the app, but you can also go on the website and check everything out as well. But essentially what you would do is you would enter your height, you would enter your age, you would enter your weight, and you would enter your desired weight. And it pretty much uses this formula and algorithm to come up with what you should be eating in each nutrient field to achieve your certain desired physique. Essentially, this is how it goes. If you want to gain weight, this is basic. This is just super basic. If you want to gain weight, you need to be eating in a surplus. You need to be eating more. You need to be taking in more calories per day than what you're burning. And if you want to if you want to lose weight, you gotta eat in a deficit. You have to burn more calories than what you're intaking. It's pretty basic, but a lot of people overthink it, and that's something you don't need to do with fitness. Do not overthink it. It's a science, it's interesting and everything else, but a lot of it is common sense. That's why we get the title of meatheads, is because it's not it's not rocket science. So if you're trying to gain weight, you will probably be eating a high amount of carbs. Like I said earlier, excessive carbs are gonna be stored as fat. Storage of fat is gonna mean a gain in weight. If you're in a surplus, it's pretty hard to keep a really nice definition. However, if you have a good gene pool and everything else, it's definitely obtainable. And if you eat clean, you will probably be eating a bulk in protein as well. And it's normally recommended to eat 1 gram of protein for every pound of body weight you have. So if you're 150 pounds, 150 grams of protein is what you should be shooting for. If you're really trying to bulk, maybe 1.5 grams per pound of body weight. And if you're cutting, usually you're not going to cut protein as much as other things, but if you eat an excessive amount of protein, it's going to lead to weight gain just like anything else. So that's pretty much the gist of it. That was super cut and dry, very short. Those are what macros are. That's kind of what they do for the most part. And if you're trying to gain or lose weight, you need to be in a deficit or surplus, and there's algorithms out there to help you calculate what your macros should be. But I would say above anything else, the most important thing, number one, is you have to learn your body. Make that a goal. Literally, and when I say learn your body, it's going to take a lot of time and experimenting, trial and error. A lot of looking in the mirror. It's selfish, okay? You're going to have to learn your body. You're going to have to look in the mirror at some point. But I mean, honestly, as long as I've been doing it, as much selfish mirror time as I've been spending and experimenting as I've been doing, I have a pretty damn good idea of what my body can take and won't take. I know what amount of protein per day works really well for me. I know how many carbs a day works really well for me. How many grams of fat? I know the nice mixture to continually be getting a little bit bigger, a little bit more cut, just keep a nice physique, something that's appealing to me. So set your goals, whatever you think is a great physique, whatever you want, that's most important. Understand your body, make that a constant goal, all right, to understand your body, and setting up your macros. It's huge. People ask me all the time, I want to get in shape, fitness, and what's some workout regimens, what's some diet regimens. And the first thing I tell them is, cut out sodas, cut out the junk food, and then look at your macros. What are you actually dealing with? How much are you eating? What's excessive? What's too little? So those are just super simple, basic things. I will have another one of these videos out next week. Again, if you like it, please leave a like on it. If you have a comment about a very broad fitness question that you think will help others, go ahead and drop it down below. If you have any questions, drop them down below, and I'll try to help those that aren't too lengthy and everything else. But this is just a series I wanted to start. I have no idea what it's going to be called. The Road to Being Kind of Fit. I'm not sure. If you have an idea, maybe I'll tell it that. But I think you guys will really like this idea. There's a lot I can do with it, and there's a lot I can expand upon. But this is just the start of it. I hope you guys enjoy it. It's been asked for, and I'll see you guys in the next video. See ya.